Good evening, everyone. Y'all know where I'm headed. So I figured I'd carry y'all along with me, as I always do. And I don't want y'all to feel left out as I head on to the bountiful acres of Candyland. Last day of my workathon weekend, but that's not what's important, you know. Even though I've decided I'm not gonna work that whole 12 today. I don't know. I may work my whole 12. This shit bang, man. I like Atlanta Avenue. This from the Atlanta Avenue soundtrack. Visual, you know, check out the video of it. It's called Purple and the White by Noah the God and Drizzle Dollar. Drizzle Dollar has a morning show on YouTube and other platforms that comes on. Inspirational show, very inspirational show. I mean, you should go and check it out in a few minutes. You know, he's making a different type of music too. That's more, not so much of the crime. It's more of a spiritual type of hip hop music. Purple and white runs. Purple runs and white runs. You know, some of you 420 people may not know, non-420 people may not know what he means by runts, by what they mean by purple and white runs. Y'all might think we mean candy, but no, it's very select cannabis sativa. But yeah, Monique has a movie, y'all. Y'all say Monique unprofessional. Y'all say that she's hard to work with. You know, even though she was in that movie with Bessie. Was that movie where Bessie had Queen Latifah in it too? You know, she was in that movie. I keep on closing my room. I hope y'all can hear me. Let me turn this down a little bit. I'm sure y'all can hear me. Y'all can't see me though. Here I am. Let me turn myself back around. I was trying to shake off the pedestal. I'm tripping. But yeah. So, Monique, so difficult to work with. That husband of hers, you know, she calls him daddy. That's so weird, she calls him daddy. You know, my goodness. You know, even in the midst of why she talks about how her own biological father failed her in the midst of, the area of protection. You know, black men, if you have daughters, there's an extra special layer of protection that you're supposed to add for you in order to ensure that your daughter is protected. You know, your sons, you do your best to raise them strong, raise them how to defend themselves like that, you know, but there's an extra layer of protection you have to put around your women. And that being said, today, I read a story about how D.L. Hughley's eldest daughter, had came out and made a statement by, you know, you can't go anywhere and make an official statement unless it's Instagram or I don't know if Facebook is a thing in order to do those type of statements anymore. But nevertheless, she went to Instagram and, you know, she had comment creeped on one of Monique's posts and said that, you know, that basically, keep my sister's name and my mama's name out your mouth, you know. We know Will Smith slapped, but she did call it. I mean, you would think that her verbiage, the way that the daughter worded her, everybody hard in the comment section. Everybody hard in the comment section, which is not even necessary. You're never gonna see this person. You're writing this real fiery, angry, thugged out comment, almost akin to making a terroristic threat, and you wonder why your Facebook account is put in Facebook jail. And who am I to talk, But I know better than that. That's a reason why some criminals, let's say for example, if you're a killer, or you're a dope dealer, or you're a robber, you don't necessarily need your presence to be known via social media. But I'm getting all off the point on Monique, huh? Purple and the white be delicious. Yeah. So I see Monique. Everybody was saying she falls out with everybody. Lionsgate. She fell out with a whole entire film company. Lionsgate wanted her to go overseas and away from her family after she, I guess she had her schedule. Monique consistently works. Monique is worth, other people heal me. They're the best business advisors from the edges of their fucking Twitter fingers ever. But this woman is worth, she has a net worth of $13 million, and the little areas where she shoots her lives, the communities where she shoots her lives, they seem to be relatively, well mannered and goofed. Now, I read on my YouTube, I posted a video on my YouTube. If you haven't joined the Niger room, this is your guy, Flav Niger. My name is Niger, nigga Niger, being black. But I'm going out, I'm stay on the plantation. So everybody say they falling out with Monique. Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey. And that ties it into D.L. Hughley's daughter. Nobody goes at Oprah about what has been pretty much on file, where she had Monique on there confessing that her brother had molested her, and then just a few, I guess later on she had to have the girl, Monique's father and mother on there. I guess Oprah, King World, cut the check pretty well in order to get that arranged, But once again, I'm not going off the rails, because it's like they say, well, this is a woman who has been, if she's been sexually abused by her, now she can't say, she says she's been sexually abused by her brother. Her trust toward the opposite sex, towards men, is compromised from the start. And especially if her father's not there to add that protecting bond, which I mentioned earlier in the conversation. So as she grows, she uses, just because someone claims to be a victim, just because you say someone is always claiming to be a victim, does not make false the fact that they have been victimized. I heard the phrasing, and I responded to the person on my YouTube. I responded to the person on my YouTube. They made the comment saying she's a professional victim, and I said, well, if that logic is to be believed, then wouldn't it also be fair to assert that they're also professional victimizers? You got if all things professional, if you have levels, there's levels to this shit, as people say. If you're a professional victim, then it would be safe to assume they're professional victimizers. And we always hear about how the industry does our people, how the industry does our people. I could go. I don't even necessarily have to go to particular specifics. Your Michael Jackson, your Princes, your Red Foxes. No. It seems as if none of us who gain any type of notoriety underneath this system, and no matter how black first or pro-black or bigger race men that these figures are, they always, the narrative is always written that they left the earth dishonorably. Michael Jackson died on dope. Prince died on dope. The guy from The Wire died on dope. You know, and I mean, it is what it is. But going back to Monique, you know, victimizer. She a professional victim. The industry itself is a victimizer. She went to Netflix because they didn't want to pay no. They wanted to pay Amy Schumer. Y'all niggas, black African American black people. Can I ask you a question? Would you rather, if somebody had to force you had to watch 3 hours, of a comedy special? You basically had to watch this comedy special 3 times. I guess I'll just word it like that. And you had the choice between Amy Schumer and Monique. You know, you have to listen to 3 hours of the same 1 hour comedy special. Would you pick Monique or Amy Schumer? Now, I mean, I understand, okay, it's Dwight Mann's and Miss Rebecca's money that, you know, some so-called finances these places, but evidently not, because, hell, they always market this shit toward us. Thusly, the fact that the guy, Lee Daniels, yeah. Him and Octavia, you know, I guess she had to step down or whatever. Monique has stepped in. You know, it's been about 7 days, and you know, Hughley'd still hasn't put out any semblance of a contract. You know, even if he just showed his own contract on letterhead, the lesson should be learned. If you don't, a lot of these so-called comedians that y'all put y'all interest in don't know their business. If you are the artist and you're an independent artist, and you know that there are terms that you want when you go and perform with someone, and you want to come with the leverage that I don't have to go back and forth and, you know, like nickel and dime what you gonna take for where you gonna be at. You had that shit wrote down in a contract form, you know, and there's places where the contractor or the contractee can initial and whether they agree with it or not. Monique has that. The conversation should have ended there. But there's also been a word that I've heard used in the conversation where they say that, oh, Monique, she's gaslighting. Gaslighter. She's a gaslighter. I don't even, it's like, I don't even know if this word is this even appropriate, even term, because if you look at Mr. Hughley's tweet or Instagram post or whatever, where he said, talked about paperwork and this, that, and the third, and she's precious in real life, and blase wooskip. I mean, it's just all these propagated narratives about her. He knows he's supposed to be on the radio. He's supposed to be a newsman. He knows that her and Lee Daniels apologized to her, and they mended their relationship. But yet and still, he put that on there. And he still hasn't came out and flat-footedly said. Now, she's already said that he was being a difficult celebrity when it came time to do the show. He wasn't even there at this particular time, even though the schedule went this particular way. It's some shit too. I mean, y'all see how this shit is twisted up, but yet and still, Mr. Hughley'd still has to put out a signed contract. You can be a professional victim. Yeah, I mean, if you went through a lot of victimizing, then hell, you ain't got no choice but to be a professional victim. People act like people don't get fucked over in life, man. You know, even if they may be a personality in which you don't like, usually the people that motherfuckers don't like be the ones that get done the most bad. And they don't even necessarily do nothing to nobody. It's just that people have a I don't know if I could say innate aversion, a certain dislike, just a instantaneous dislike for people, for a person or something, but everybody talking about she don't do a business. I keep on saying that shit. Her net worth is worth more than D.L. Hughley's, and D.L. Hughley is constantly working. So how is it? How does this logically make sense? I just wanted to say I want to thank my channel Well, both my page, the fan page, the Real Beauty of Black Relationships page is really good. And Niger Room, you know, it's doing exponentially well. You know, I mean, I like to, you know, I must acknowledge, I'm surely there's been help, external help, but you know, I had to use some of the strategies that I had learned, you know, in regards to using the thumbnails and, you know, talking about the hot topics. You know, this is a hot topic because people came out swinging at Monique and they still can't even justify. The woman says she's been done. She's proven that she's had things done to her. They keep hollering that she's unprofessional. Sydney, her husband. They know they'd have known each other since kids, man. Y'all African American black people, man. Why y'all? The things that, I'm one of them astrological guys. D.L. Hughley's a Pisces too, but he's a whole type Pisces, man. He a Pisces. When I tell people I'm a Pisces. He the type of Pisces that that they dislike, that they try to pay me as being. But man. Monique and Tyler and Lee Daniels have a new movie that they're working on. It's going to start filming this month in June, to my understanding. You know, people talk about Monique this, Monique that. Monique constantly does shows, and I like them tickets them bookings don't pay money. Them bookings pay money. Monique is a top tier draw, baby. $13 million. Not that she has $13 million cash in her bank account, but you know, underneath the standards of economics and draw and things of that nature, you know, wouldn't you want to, if you would have to pick a headliner between someone whose net worth is $10 million versus someone who's worth $13 million, who would you think would be? And they do the same profession. They might have a different gender. I'll just be proving a woman point. I mean, I don't even be trying to be it's just, you got to be proud of it. It's right is right and wrong is wrong. You know, if the story she told were that he knew, he should have known that he wasn't a headliner, if he ain't had no contract saying he was a headliner, they might have slid him that deal memo shit, because that deal memo shit, know they wasn't going nowhere in court. He probably called them people and said, y'all need to send me a contract. And they probably was like, hell no, we ain't gonna see you. Ain't gonna get sued because your whole ass feelings got hurt. You know, he didn't have no contract. He tried to go with the verbal shit. A verbal contract will never supersede a written contract in a court of law, man. What is wrong with y'all folks, man? She's unprofessional. She does proper business, huh? Black people, man, we gonna be slaves forever, man. That's we gonna go back. We just gonna change varying degrees of enslavement. It looks like it, man. Because hell, once these prices gonna keep on going up, Biden going to Saudi Arabia to go and beg the Saudis to give some low price oil, even though he shitted on them when he first got in office over some neoliberal Khashoggi, the journalist who went over there and got it messed around and had an accidentally got himself killed, beheaded. I think that's Khashoggi. Y'all know, y'all may not be that deep in the news like that, but I don't know, man. They tell me, I heard you're supposed to stand up for the African American black Negro nigga woman, nigga wench, female in America. You know, that is my sister. I am the Ray Ray. I am the Pookie. You know, I am the protector and the provider. You know, when it comes to that, you know. And that goes back once again to the daughters. You know, these are daughters. D.L. Hughley's been accused of not protecting his daughter. You notice that none of them still have not said the name of the friend in which D.L. Hughley called defending his daughter. It's time for me to go work. I'm running late. Candyland, Candyland, where I take my stand and I make my bands. Oh yeah. Peace and love, y'all.